I wanted this to be a resource for people that have been recruited or were thinking about becoming either a membership rep or a field rep for Nielsen. I enjoyed my time there. I think it's a great company, but there are things about them that you should know before you start the interview process and get signed up. We're going to talk about that right now. So let's start with the perks and the pros of this job. So your salary is going to be roughly $36,000 a year plus incentives. They do hook you up with a very nice company car. You get a company phone, and if you're going to do stays or trips to other places for them, they will take care of your expenses as well. So these are all fantastic perks. With this car, they're going to cover your gas, they're going to cover your maintenance, and they're going to cover your insurance. There is just a small amount that you pay for all of these benefits. On top of providing the car and cell phone, they're going to give you all the training materials you need and everything you need to successfully go out there and start doing your job. Let's take a look at their actual job description for a membership rep to see what it's all about. What does an MR do? MRs travel to selected homes known as Nielsen families. Membership reps use persuasion skills and techniques to gain cooperation and participation in the Nielsen ratings. This allowing our membership reps to be out and about during afternoon and evening hours between 3 and 8 and one weekend day, as these are opportune times to connect with prospective panelists when they are most likely to be home. I'm going to use a video from Jonathan Hendricks' channel to talk about what happens if you're recruited and if you choose to sign on. He goes into great detail, so here's some clips from his video.
You'll begin your training journey at your home. In this first section of the training workshop, you'll get to know a lot more about Nielsen. After successfully completing the training workshop, you will return to your local market to receive individual and personalized support from your Sky Mentor. You will attend daily calls to review your work assignments, make a route plan, and discuss prime-time recruitment hours. As a membership representative, you are provided a list of local addresses, and it is your responsibility to recruit the household that has been scientifically selected to represent these communities. The households you contact will be spread out geographically and will vary greatly in their appearance, but they are all vitally important to Nielsen and to our clients.
This is the part that I was actually worried about showing or talking about. They did that for me.
I'm going to show you how we measure basically all devices that are in your household, everything from television sets to game consoles to iPads, etc. We can measure in a household. When we go into a household, we actually have to measure every single device that attaches to your TV. So whether it's a game console, set-top box, DVD player, whatever, everything at that viewing site has to be measured. I'm using our audio code to actually measure what's on TV. So it's our audio code picked up through a microphone. These other meters that I described, they're actually picking up audio codes by directly connecting to the output of the television set or the output of every device, whereas this is the first meter that we've done that's actually microphone-based. Game consoles, here we have an Xbox 360. We've got our audio codes, which are being displayed in this monitor here. It enables us to know how long people are actually in the live environment, what they're doing in that environment. Our audio codes embedded into some games. So additionally, we have the ability to measure smart TVs, to monitor traffic across the network. As this video is being queued up from the internet, we're actually monitoring that internet traffic on our meter to basically know what sites they go to, how long they have spent on those sites, etc. So this is really used for measuring any over-the-top device, not just a smart TV. Could be any over-the-top device can be measured in this fashion because they all require the internet for measurement.
As the video said, they are going to monitor every device in your home that is attached to a TV, and they need to measure every TV that's in your home. In that video, they also mentioned they have a meter that can monitor what websites you go to, what content you're viewing, and how long you're viewing it. And that's for every device that's connected on your network. So
about half the time that people are streaming to the television is Netflix. People think that, everyone watching Netflix is, a millennial, 12 to 17 ethnicities. So they're working hard beyond just looking at content that appeals to 18 to 34-year-olds.
They know who's watching, they know when you're watching. And at this point, you're probably like, well, how do they know that? We have expanded our panels to incorporate census-style data. That sentence matched with the fact that you, as a membership rep, are the one learning about the home, and signing them up should be enough to make your own conclusion. So you said yes to the job, you went, and you're ready to go to work. You're going to get a list of these scientifically selected homes to visit, and you're expected to be visiting them between 3 and 8, and one weekend day, just like the job description says. Drive up to the first home that's randomly selected, and you're going to show up to that home randomly and unannounced between the hours of 3 and 8. Best case scenario is your first house you pull up to, There's some sweet old lady outside working in the garden. You can introduce yourself from a distance. Worst case scenario, it's 8 o'clock at night. You're in a place you don't know. There's unchained dogs in the front yard, and it's a beat up trailer in a sketchy neighborhood. I mean, these homes are literally randomly, well, I can't say random, they're scientifically selected, but it would appear they're random. So you could get a list of houses, and some of these houses are in the projects. You could have houses that are literally mansions that superstars and athletes are living in. You could have gated communities or communities where there's fines for soliciting. You never know what homes you're going to get.
I just happened to be home from a long trip, and I look out the window, and a car pulls up. A car that I'd never seen before. Real sporty. Reminded me of the cars in the movies. And a gentleman got out of the car, a white fellow with a balding head, black hair, short, and a beard. Well, I met him, and he scared me because I didn't know him. And I said, "Who are you?" And he said he was Nielsen. And he said, "I'm Nielsen from TV. I have something for you." And I said, "No, thank you, sir. Leave. If you put your hand on the gate, I will call the police," which eventually I did. The next day, I got a letter in the mail. It was addressed to the TV viewer. I don't watch TV. What do I need ratings for? I didn't mean to frighten him, but the police came. He left first. He left a tag on my gate, and the police came and looked at it and said, "I think it's legit. Might be legit, but I don't think it's a good idea to come to people's houses unannounced. Please don't do that to anyone else." He scared me, and I did not really particularly care for it.
Get out of your car, get all your materials, and go knock on that door. Make sure they know who you are, and you then begin the signing up process. I can't tell you the questions you're going to ask, but here is another YouTuber that's actually filling out a Nielsen survey online. If the video sounds negative at this point, I really don't mean it to be. You can meet some really cool and unique people. So let's say everything went great. Congratulations, you just signed your first home. It's now time for those meters to arrive there, and that's something that the field representative is going to do. The field reps build and maintain relationships with Nielsen families and educate panel members on the proper use of our equipment. Field reps install, maintain, and troubleshoot proprietary hardware and software in our sample homes, educate and coach panel members on proper operation and usage of Nielsen equipment, negotiate and maintain cooperation of panel members, solicit additional participation in Nielsen samples such as PC measurement, portable video, and others. You should ask how long that installation takes of all the meters. That home you signed up isn't guaranteed until the field rep has done their job. In between, when you've signed that home and when your field rep does that job, anything can happen. Could be a death in the family. They could be evicted. They could not have enough money to pay their power bill. They might cut their cable subscription. Their cable might get canceled. They might have a huge change in their family where all the information that we talked about before is changed and things are different. There is a number of scenarios that you have no control over. You're dealing with people here. When I got my list, I targeted the homes that were closest to me. Once that was done, what was I left with? I was left with all these houses that were 3-4 hours away. I ended up spending a lot of nights in hotels towards the end, 3, sometimes 4 days a week. So I did this position for a year, and one of the things I really loved about this job was how much it changed me. You're going to meet people from all walks of life, all ethnicities, people that you never would have met otherwise, and it's really going to teach you that you cannot judge a book by its cover. Some of the worst houses from the outside and some of the seemingly scariest people when you first look at them ended up being some of the sweetest homes and nicest people. So this job will absolutely kill any bias that you have. It's going to point out all your character flaws. You're going to have those days in any sales job where nothing goes your way, and you're going to have to dig deep and find that motivation to keep on going out there and doing what you're doing. I learned a lot of skills from this job. Out of the thousands, and I mean thousands of homes that I visited in my year working for Nielsen, there were only 2 scenarios where I truly felt uncomfortable. If you're worried about your health or your safety, I really wouldn't be. If you're looking for a job that gives you freedom, where you can be on the road, for the most part, make your own schedule, and meet new people, this is a great opportunity. I just wanted to give anyone out there that thinks it's a scam or somebody out there that's been recruited and is thinking about joining, I want to give you more an idea of what it is. This is a completely legitimate company. They've been around for a very long time. There is room for growth. The salary is truly not bad. You can make some good money. But if you are someone who the idea of meeting these new people and going to new areas and having no one with you the whole time, and if that's something that really scares you, it might not be good for you. Make a good educated decision. For anyone out there that thinks Nielsen is a scam, it's not. If we knock on your door, we will treat you with respect. We're all fully screened. You can't have a criminal record whatsoever. You need a clean driving record. We are harmless people just trying to do our jobs. I hope you learned something from this video. I hope it helped you. If it did, please like it. Subscribe if you want. At the time of posting this video, I'd probably have 0 subscribers. So if you could help a tiny, non-existent channel out, I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey there, pretty lady. My name's Leaf Barrett. This is my partner, Kent State. We're shirtless and we sell Bibles.